So last Saturday, my best friend Dave decided he needed to spice up his communication skills. Now, Dave is the kind of guy who once tried to start a book club by reading only the backs of cereal boxes, so I should have known better than encourage him. He showed up at my apartment carrying a handwritten sign that read, 24-hour interpretive dance challenge. Before I could ask what that meant, he tossed the sign aside and launched into a series of jazz hands, spins, and what looked like an aggressive attempt to wrestle an invisible octopus. According to Dave, for the next 24 hours, he would communicate exclusively through interpretive dance. No speaking. No texting. No writing. No exceptions. To prove how serious he was, he dramatically pointed at a list of situations he'd prepared in advance. Lost wallet. Alien invasion. Tax audit. Medical emergency. Every item had the same answer next to it. Dance through IT. At first, it was hilarious. Ordering coffee at Starbucks became an accidental performance art exhibit. Dave attempted to request a cappuccino through a combination of graceful arm movements and frantic shaking. It looked less like someone ordering coffee and more like Swan Lake suffering caffeine withdrawal. The barista stared at him for nearly 10 seconds. "Large cappuccino?" she guessed. Dave responded with what appeared to be a triumphant ballet leap. "That's a yes, I guess." Things only got worse from there. Later, we went to the movies. Dave tried to mime buying 2 tickets but somehow got carried away and moonwalked directly into a display of popcorn buckets. The poor employee looked at me and asked, "Is he okay?" I honestly wasn't sure. By the time we got back to my apartment, I was counting down the hours until the challenge ended. Then things took a turn. Dave suddenly began flapping his arms and spinning in frantic circles around my living room. At first, I thought he was practicing some new dance move. Then he clutched his side. He winced. He stumbled onto the couch. Apparently, while attempting what he later described as a symbolic leap of self-expression, he'd pulled a muscle. I immediately grabbed my phone. Dave immediately grabbed it back. I pointed at his side. He pointed at the challenge. I pointed at the phone. He pointed at himself. Then he dramatically struck a pose that somehow communicated, "I made a promise." Before I could stop him, he opened a video emergency call and pointed the camera at himself. What followed was the most confusing medical consultation in human history. Dave shuffled sideways. He spun. He performed an elaborate body wave. He mimed pain. He mimed suffering. At one point, he rolled across the floor like a wounded gazelle. Finally, for reasons known only to Dave, he finished the performance with a perfectly executed Macarena. The emergency operator stared silently through the screen. Several uncomfortable seconds passed. Finally, she sighed.